Finally, I am smoke-free, completely. 1 month, I haven't touched a single cigarette, and I am in full control. And I'm here to tell you how conventional advice has failed me in the past and how my willpower strategy has worked. It's been tough, but I haven't faltered. This journey has given me tools that are valuable in all aspects in life, much better than nicotine patches for sure. This video is about more than quitting smoking. It's about how to overcome hardship. As with so many other topics I discuss in this channel, I'm going to get into the universal truths and wisdoms, things that we can apply to become better versions of ourselves in many other aspects in life. This video is about more than quitting smoking. It's about learning to overcome hardship so that we can become a better version of ourselves in many aspects in life. Quitting any addiction is one of life's biggest tests, and many fail. Most follow conventional advice that promise to make it easier. But what if that doesn't work? Maybe it's time to try something different. Stop avoiding the hard stuff and face it head on. Here's my story. I've tried quitting many times, and finally I stopped following conventional methods. Instead, I made quitting a test of willpower. And my strategy not only made me smoke-free, but it also has enabled me to make it far easier to stay smoke-free. And on top of it all, I now have invaluable tools for other life challenges. Before I get into how my journey has been like, I first need to explain something to you which will make you understand why conventional quitting advice has such a poor track record and why I chose my tactic instead. See, there is an inner conflict. People start smoking for a reason, usually because of lack of willpower, because of insecurities, peer pressure, etc. And it wasn't any different for me. Here's the thing though, when people fail at quitting some addiction, it's largely because of the very same reasons that got them started in the first place. They're weak in some ways. I was weak in some ways. However hard that is to admit, that is true. You can't quit because you're weak. And in order to be able to quit, you have to make yourself strong. Conventional advice, like avoiding triggers, finding some sort of replacements, avoiding situation with social pressure, they don't address the underlying issue, the lack of willpower. And that is the issue. You need willpower to avoid getting an addiction, and you need willpower to get out of an addiction. At first glance, conventional ideas seem easier, but they seldom provide a long-term solution because they don't address the underlying issue. In this case, maybe a lack of willpower. So you need something more. My success came about when I made a decision that quitting the addiction would be more about a test of willpower than anything else, more than becoming smoke-free even. In fact, I made a decision to make it as hard as possible. I quit cold turkey, I carried cigarettes with me at all times, and I didn't avoid any situation that could trigger the desire to fire one up. Because if I failed, if I took one puff, I would be a failure. I didn't want to be a failure. I wanted to become stronger, so that quitting smoking and a lot of other things in life would become easier. A big part of my struggle was that the prospect of being smoke-free wasn't a strong enough motivator for me. Part of me still wanted to keep smoking. Just the thought of quitting was like losing a loved one. I didn't truly want to quit, so I had to make it about something more. And willpower is something that I want more of in my life. So let's make it about that. So let me break down the previous weeks. The first week was horrible. I slept poorly, I had cravings, I felt awful all the time. I felt a lot of anxiety, but no regret that I was taking this test of willpower. I felt proud and really motivated. Every craving I overcame was a test passed. I provided a link in the description to the video of my first day. I suggest you see it. The second week was very much like the first week, just a little less intense. The third week, however, things got a lot easier. I slept better, I had my cravings under control, and I felt like, I'm going to be able to make this. If you want the details, I provided a link in the description below to my second week. By the end of week 4, my sleep was normal, my cravings were mild and infrequent. I still miss smoking, but it's like mourning a loved one. The sorrow fades. For the first time ever, I feel at ease. I know now that I'm not going to smoke again, and that feels okay. I've not only come to terms with it, but I'm quickly losing the desire to smoke even a single cigarette for the rest of my life. I'm truly smoke-free now, and I feel energized and really proud. I feel as though I can overcome more now than I could before I started this journey. This channel is about self-actualization and self-improvement. And today we are talking about overcoming hardship. And it's just arbitrary that we're talking about quitting smoking. This is kind of universal truths. You see, when making a change and maintaining that change requires willpower, there is no substitute than facing the problem head on. You know, sometimes the best decision is the conscious decision to make it hard in the short run, so to make it easier in the long run. And not only to solve your original problem. In retrospect of having quit something as difficult as an addiction and doing it so the hardest possible way will have taught you new virtues and new skill sets that are going to fuel the desire to take on other challenges in your life. It's going to help you become a better version of yourself. Now that is the key takeaway here. Until the next one, see you later.